Hi, everybody. I am Kyle Anderson here on EW.com live at New York Comic-Con with the cast of Gotham Season 2, Rise of the Villains. I want to get the whole thing in there. Can we introduce everybody? We have this. I love it that you guys all roll together all the time. You roll deep, and I love it. Can you all introduce yourselves individually, starting with you, sir?
Sure. Ben McKenzie.
Jessica Lucas.
Michael Chiklis.
Robin Lloyd Taylor.
Erin Richards.
James Frayne.
And Corey Michael Smith.
Nicely done. That's all the time we have.
And that is only 10% of our cast.
I was going to say, it's this huge sprawl. There's a ton of people not even here, which is kind of incredible. Season 2 of this show has kicked off with just this incredible bang, this incredible energy. One of the things that I am most excited about is the idea of, we have Erin Richards in the back there, the sort of evil Barbara is a delight.
Yeah.
Who knew? Who knew that she would be such a delight?
I'm trying to get Stabby Babs. Like
Stabby
hashtagging.
Babs.
Yeah, I really like that one.
Yes,
Stabby
I
Babs.
like the sound of that.
Yeah, she's gone way dark side. Yeah.
So where are we going to see Barbara going this season? Because she's really kind of I honestly have no idea what's happening with her, and I would like to know.
Well, she's going to get deeper into the darkness, which is very fun to play, and she's a little bit obsessed with Jim. Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a touch.
Who wouldn't be, though? Come on.
Right.
Ben,
She does not suddenly get better. The mental health issues do not disappear.
There's no magic involved.
No.
Good to know. Good to know. Ben, what is in your mind different about Gordon this season? What is this new version of Gordon?
Well, if season 1 was him sort of figuring out the lay of the land and sort of how Gotham works, season 2 is applying those lessons. Unfortunately, the lessons that he's learned are not very good ones. They're basically that you have to do whatever it takes to get things done. He has a new boss in Michael Chiklis, who's very much Captain Barnes, who's very much a letter of the law kind of guy.
Hashtag.
Yeah, what is yours?
Badass Barnes.
Badass
Barnes. There we go.
Make it happen.
Stabby Babs, Badass Barnes. Let's get those B alliterative.
That's a spin-off, right? Stabby Babs and Badass Barnes. Yeah.
Right.
Make it happen.
Like Ren and Stimpy.
So he's coming in to sort of enforce the law, and Gordon finds himself in the unusual position of saying, actually, maybe the law isn't what we need to use. Maybe we need to use sort of tougher measures. Yeah. So he's willing to do basically whatever it takes, which leads him to some pretty dark alleys.
Yeah. And Michael, for you coming into the show, what was your first impression of this ensemble, of this universe? What was your entry point?
Well, it's extraordinary, actually. First of all, it is a massive cast, incredibly talented people. The show is lush and beautifully shot, and I couldn't have been made to feel more welcome by these guys. I mean, they've been amazing to me. And, I guess because it's Rise of the Villains, I'm sort of coming in as a counterpoint to that, like a kind of, someone has to push back. And also to act as a mentor / agitator with regard to Ben's character, because he is slipping into this sort of ends justifies the means form of, which I've dealt with previously in my career, but interestingly, I'm on the other side of that now. Barnes he's a Law and Order zealot, but you start to get reveals of why he is the way he is down the line. Why he is so adamantly opposed to going down that slippery slope. It's what separates us from the animals and from the animals.
Let's talk about these animals. The Galavans.
I'm surrounded by them.
James Frayne and Jessica Lucas, you guys really showing up, completely turning the tables on a lot going on in the city of Gotham. Do you have a sense of an end game? Do we know what your intentions are? Or is it just evil for the sake of evil?
Go, Jessica.
I think in the next few episodes you'll find out what our master plan is. And they'll delve into that a little bit more. Our history with the city, our family's history with the city. Yeah.
Well, they have to have a master plan. I mean,
here's the thing. James Frayne looks like this guy. He looks like
I have a master plan.
Of course he does.
Everyone needs to listen to me, or bad things happen. It's very simple. We do have a master plan, and it's kind of fun watching it play out in real time. It's interesting to see whether the plan is going to come off or whether it's going to get thwarted in some way. But I have to say, going into Gotham, I'm concerned about the lack of mental health facilities
Sure.
in Gotham.
Seems
They've-
like a problem.
I feel like there'd be less criminal activity if they'd invest more in that area. It's just a suggestion.
Anything at all, really. It's
Exactly. You know.
Speaking of mental health issues, Corey, one of the tell me, because have one of the greater challenges in the show, and that you have to play essentially two versions of Edward
it's
Nygma.
so fun.
Well, tell me about what is that? Is that a challenge? Is that an opportunity? What is the
Oh, it's certainly an opportunity. I mean, Nygma has sort of been like the toddler in the sandbox in the corner, like playing by himself. All this nasty, gnarly stuff is going down in Gotham, and now this other part of him, which is at least the seeds for who the Riddler could become, is now luring him. Really just kind of like kicking his ass, booting him into the things that he really wants. So, on Monday, as there was a little sneak peek that came out where Nygma finally kind of just like actually asks Kringle on a date. So it's like stuff like this. We're like actually starting to make movement forward. It's been fun.
Yeah, we're really getting to know this guy, I think, in a way that we maybe haven't even, with that character, we hadn't really known all that much about him, in previous iterations.
Yeah.
And I think Corey's character perfectly represents like sort of what you get the chance to do in an origin story, which is take a good guy, a guy who starts on the good side, and watch him turn into the nastier guy that we all know. And so it really sort of allows you to empathize and sympathize with the villains completely. You already sort of sympathize with Robin's character because he started as a henchman and he was sort of looked down upon, and so his rise can feel sort of triumphant. But now you're going to see Corey turn, and I don't know. Yeah.
And he's sexy, like bad Nygma is sexy.
I love that you keep saying this on Twitter. It makes me.
I keep tweeting like as
What's the
Barbara
hashtag
going.
for Corey?
Sexy bad Nygma? No, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Well, that was I think one of the great challenges I think that people were worried about the show in the beginning, and that you guys have really done a great job of putting to rest, is so many of you are playing iconic characters that we have known and have seen various versions of, and it really does feel like, especially at the beginning of this season, everybody has really grown into their own version of this character. I mean, Robin, do you feel like that you really hold ownership over this version of Penguin, and that you've really kind of carved that out for yourself?
Yeah, very much so. And then we're all very, very lucky with our incredible, the incredible writers and the executive producers, John Stevens and Bruno Heller, who have actually, I don't know if this is common. This is my first big show that I've ever been on, but Bruno approaches all of us and is like, if we as actors have
it's
any,
not common.
good to know. Yes. Yeah. No, but he allows us to, if we have ideas for interpretations for these characters, it's very open dialogue, and so that we can help create, these versions and make them as true to ourselves as they are to the rest of the, to the canon of these DC villains. I mean, it's an amazing gift. So yeah, we're very
And do you
lucky.
guys in the cast have a survivors pool? Betting on whether or not who's going to make it out of this season? Hashtag survivors pool. Come on, you guys. Got to make it happen.
I thought you were talking about a sauna.
Do you have one of those as well? I mean, is that, yeah.
Babs has
Full
one.
statement.
So no mental health facilities, but plenty of saunas. Good to
They
know.
have top of the line mental health facilities in Gotham. It's Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, things go very well there.
Yeah. What could possibly go wrong? Well, Gotham airs Mondays at 8 on Fox. It is a delight. It should be watched. It stars you guys and 400 other people.
400 people.
Thank you so much for coming in and hanging out. And we'll have more Gotham. And stay tuned for more great New York Comic Con updates here on Entertainment Weekly Radio and on EW.com.